despite how exciting and upbeat everything is in terms of our progress, the thing to come back to is very dark and macabre. Hey everyone, and welcome back to more of the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Previously in the journey, we made our way into the Sky Keep, being the final dungeon and the place where the Triforce lies, and we made our way through the start of it. I kind of discussed how the dungeon would work, we made a decent amount of progress in it, and collected the first piece of the Triforce. This time, we are going to be collecting those last two pieces in order to finally free Zelda, and we're going to get right into it. But I'm going to be fully transparent with you as I'm starting this up, because I'm going to be over here. Of course, we have to move the blocks over that's in this segment next to get access to the next spot. If you hear any loud cars or crickets, I apologize, but it is getting very warm where I live, and I do not do great in warmer temperatures. So I'm having to have a window open just so I don't literally die. So, in case you're curious and you hear some stuff, I apologize, but hopefully it shouldn't be the biggest deal. Anyway, so this time we're going to need to maneuver some stuff around. We're going to need to get this piece down here somewhere. Because how... Oh. Actually, what we... Yeah... Ugh. That sucks, because, okay, so this one being up here, we really can't maneuver this one around any way we'd want to, because anytime we bring it here, can't move anything else, of course. So I think, alternatively, what we'll... Because this is just in a bad spot here. I think what we'll do is we will maneuver things around in such a way that there's a spot up there. I'm going to head back to the spot here. Actually, wait, is there a... Oh, frick, I forgot. Is there a spot? No, there isn't. Okay, I have to move stuff around again. Because, thankfully, those little X's kind of mark where locations are. We're going to make this little cube-shaped again, which is fine, because I need to head to that spot there in order to actually move things around. Or we started back up on a complicated note. But yeah, as I said, if you hear any background noise, it's like crickets and stuff, I apologize. My fan's also on. I usually try to have that on. But it gets so warm in my room, and it's getting super warm where I live at this point. It doesn't feel like spring, it already feels like summer. So I apologize in advance. As I said, we definitely are making a lot of progress. We have those two pieces of the Triforce left. I need to stop putting emphasis on the wrong parts of the word. Two pieces of the Triforce left, which hopefully we can access. Both of them are in the only two rooms we haven't been to. Okay, so now we have a little bit more reign over what we want where, in terms of location. Of course, these are the two. So this one stops glowing, which is how we know for a fact, okay, this isn't the one we need. So this one is something I can just kind of move out of the way for now. In a perfect world, we would get it set up so we could access all of them right at this moment, but that's not really my concern. My concern is just accessing the ones that we need at this moment. So for example, right now I'm going to do something like this. Just to move things around in kind of a... I hazard to say correct way, but I feel like it's a correct way. Bam, 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 bam. And this is... So that's the Triforce there. Triforce here. So we need to get, like, these pieces in, orientated in such a way that they can go together. What would be perfect would be... Okay, so I think the best option is we get that there. So we have these connected. And in a perfect world... Oof, that's in a corner spot. Dang it! That sucks. Why is that in a corner spot? Oh, because that... Oof. Okay, so we're not going to do this perfectly, but that's fine. We'll just make it subpar. Let's just move these around so that they work the way that I need them to. Let's see here. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, there we are. So there's Triforce piece there. Again, in a perfect world, we could have connected them in such... Oh my gosh. Why is my friggin' cursor off? Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. Dude, my cursor is so off right now, you have no idea. Okay. Like, I'm moving left, and it goes down, like, at an angle. What is happening right now? Okay, hold up. I'll be back in a moment. I'm gonna see if I can change my Joy-Con. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, I'm back, and it seems to be working. I have no idea what that was about. Again, I assure you the motion controls usually are pretty decent on the HD port. I don't know why. Maybe it's this pair of Joy-Con I'm using. I'm going to assume that's what it is. But yeah, in a perfect world, we could have connected all of these. But since this one's at a corner spot, we can't move it, at least any more than, like, this spot being here. So that sucks. But this will do for now. This will at least be able to have us access the first room, or not the first room, but the next room for the next piece of the Triforce. Unless, again, we have to get a key or something and it's located in the other one. So this is back at the entrance type room, so it's very liminal, limited with its options. But we may be able to move some stuff around now. We really can't make it so that we can access everything, but we may be able to maneuver things in such a way that we can kind of access this one instead. So, for example, we could do something like... It's a bit of a process, but that. So now we have access to this one instead, which we'll do this one first, the Triforce of Wisdom. You can see it's kind of, I don't know what it is, but either way, what I'm trying to say is I feel like the Triforce of Wisdom, since it has one entrance, it's probably intended for us to get first. At least we can check this one out first. And it's the Lanayru region. Master, look over that way. I have identified the design on the floor there as a mark of Nehru. I detect the sacred power of the Triforce radiating from it. Unfortunately, the way leading to the mark is closed off. There appears to be a time shift orb over there. I propose you utilize the nearby time shift orb to open a path to the mark. Funnily enough, we came across the time shift orb last time and actually didn't remember what they were called, so thank you, Fee. It actually proved useful there. So yep, we have to use more puzzles with the time shift orb, and I already mentioned the first room that always gave me trouble when I first played this as a kid was the Elden one, due to how things were set up. I just didn't really fully register how things worked. This is the second room that gives me the most trouble, and definitely gave me the most trouble in my first playthrough. So when you move around with the Orbicorus, you can see certain things appear in certain locations that make it seem like, oh, maybe like certain pillars will appear in the right spots depending on how you move. And that's kind of true. But first things first, we actually are probably going to want to move some of these guys, or remove some of these guys, I should say, from where they're currently at, because they're kind of in not great locations. Okay, so first things first, let's fight this guy just to get him out of here. I don't really feel like dealing with him. Just deflect it, do more damage now. Makes things way easier on us. Unfortunately, we have to do this super long and annoying fight. Because, again, fighting certain enemies is not that big of a deal in terms of difficulty, but rather how long it takes. This is one of them. Fighting these things are just really annoying because they're very slow. Their attack patterns come out very slowly. Really? You just... Okay. Okay, then. So you can see a few different things. There's like a fan over here, but as soon as you get near it, you can see that makes the fan start moving, but then it also makes that thing appear there. We have this spot like at this location, which makes the barbed wire disappear, but then it makes this raise. And we can't like make any jumps to that from where it's currently located anyway. Have another little spot over here, and you can see there's some iron bars there. So, in case you're curious, because you may think, okay, well, what do you do here? Because, so for example, if you want to just try to make the run for it, you simply can't make it there. If we go back over to this side, which is the side that I originally took it to. Again, I'm kind of trying to show why this one was always so complicated to me. You can sit in this location, but as you'll see, there's really, like, nothing here that, like, gives an indicator of what to do. And again, you just jump back down here, but there's really nothing. But what you want to do... So, if you go over here, you can see that the barbed wire disappears. And again, keep in mind, you do have to run through the sand whenever you're not holding the time shift orb. So keep that in mind so you watch your stamina, because when you're walking around with it like that, trying to figure out what to do, you can actually sometimes, at least I can, get distracted enough to the point where I forget that the thing making the ground appear is that time shift orb. So coming up here, we can now shoot this eye, of course, since the barbed wire... I'm surprised I hit that. Since the barbed wire earlier, of course, blocked it off, meaning that we had, of course, some issues there to be had. So now we can head this way, and automatically, as soon as you get to this point, it should be this challenging. For some reason, I always forget to do that. Like, it always feels like it's something grander you're supposed to do. Not to say that it wasn't, like, hard to do or anything, but it always just feels like whenever I'm replaying the game, I should be doing something more for some reason. These Deku Babas that appear. Nothing super threatening, just, again, time-consuming. Oh, I kind of forgot that one appeared. Yeah, interestingly enough, as you may have seen there, they actually sometimes will try to grab the orb. I don't know if they actually can, or what really fully causes that, but it is interesting. So yeah, you have to use the orb to get over to this spot because of the fact that the ground's just straight up disappeared, as you can see. But what you'll need to do is place it in just the right location so you have enough stamina to make it over here. But also so that this fan isn't moving and that the wall there isn't isn't up, because otherwise you can't hit that eye there. This is actually a very simple room once you know how to do it, and if you remember how to do it, this is a very simple room. Like, it's probably one of the easiest puzzles in this entire dungeon. But for some reason, it just felt way more complicated for some reason, at least as a kid to me. Again, it's really not that bad at all once you know what you're doing, or even if you get like that first part of the puzzle, you pretty much will have no troubles with it. But yeah, for some reason, this was always one that gave me trouble as a kid. So from here, what we need to do is bring the orb over here to a decent location. I don't think that's actually good enough. So what we're going to do is like throw it there-ish. I think that worked. You just kind of need to get in a decent spot. Don't worry, they're not going to move it or anything because the goblins have no idea probably what that is. You can then grapple over. Barbed wire is gone, of course, meaning we can stab the image of Lineru. You got the Triforce of Wisdom. Created by the old gods, the Triforce possesses the ultimate power and is said to grant the wishes of whoever possesses it. Just one more piece to go. Yep, so there we go. We already have our second piece of the Triforce, meaning we have just one left. We're so close. Part of the ultimate power that grants the wishes of one who possesses it. Get one more to complete it. That was the piece of wisdom, as I mentioned. That's the bottom left piece, or yeah, bottom left, bottom right's courage. Again, that's that useless information. Just like last time, I mentioned how these symbols around them, that you'll see in multiple Zelda games, represent the golden goddess that they represent. The one we saw earlier was Furore. This one is Lineru, the goddess of wisdom, or Neru. And that is what her symbol will look like. It's those three little circles next to each other. Again, it's those small things that will kind of, I won't say go a long way, but they definitely are things to look out for if you're playing the series, or if you have, you know, played other parts of the game you may not have really ever picked up on, but it is small details that actually are semi-consistent. So now we come back through here, and thankfully, due to how I was able to kind of set up the blocks, we can simply go over to this again, and just kind of backtrack the way we came, and eventually bring this piece of the Triforce, or the Triforce room, right to us instead of us having to move anywhere, which is incredibly nice. And technically you can do this for almost all the rooms in this part of the game. The only one that's really annoying is getting that first piece, but once you do that, you can fairly easily access these last two pieces in terms of get the rooms to the right location where they need to be at. So now we can access this room, see what awaits us in the final room that's, or final chamber that's guarding the final piece of the Triforce. Again, it's crazy how far we've come. Master, look over that way. Of course, there's that symbol of Din I was talking about. The symbol visible on the floor here is the Mark of Din. I detect the sacred power of the Triforce emanating from its vicinity. Unfortunately, there seems to be no way to reach the mark from your current position. Are going to find another entrance to this chamber. So yes, interestingly enough, you have two different entrance ways, but one's actually specifically an exit and not an entrance way. I believe there's a few other, or not a few, but there's at least like one other floor that's kind of like this, where if you exit in a way that they don't really want you to, you actually just simply can't do anything with it. So even though we have access to this, we actually are going to need to go one more down in order to get it in the appropriate location. So for example, what we're going to do here, I think that will work, because we should be able to move. No, we won't be able to move this. Okay, hold up. Because what we need to do is have access to it from the opposite side, which limits us to just a few rooms. I think the one that's there, this is the grass room, right? Right below us now? Yes, this is the grass room, which doesn't have a chamber, but it does connect to a room that does have a chamber. And we could move these up, and okay, see what we're gonna do now. Okay, because again, you kind of have to line your I guess route would be the right word, right? You have to plot the route you're gonna go for in advance. Well, you don't have to, but it makes it so much easier when you do, because otherwise you could very easily wander around in these rooms multiple times, seemingly endlessly, as you attempt to get around, because it is very complicated. As I mentioned, this is one of those dungeons where, since the layout's always changing because of your own actions, it can be very, very easy to lose track of where things go. So we can now access this spot here, and yeah, I just want to double check, make sure that this should work. because that's the room. We need to access this side of it, and all we should have to do is something like... And now I just need to get something here that connects, because it needs to be from this side. Ooh, wait, no, I was thinking of going to the left side again. I'm an idiot, especially considering I just mentioned that. Oh, come on, Ryan. You're better than this. Okay, so instead, let's look at an alternative route, shall we? Unfortunately, now it's a corner piece in this world that I just made. Ugh. Yeah, ugh, this is icky. Because that still won't have anything. This is Triforce of Courage room. Does Triforce of Courage... Was it the Triforce of Courage room? Oh, no, it was the room with the robot guy, right? Yeah, this one that has... Oh, come on. Because we... Bruh. Okay, so this is the room that matters. This is the room that I was talking about that we definitely... If we could get to this one, we're pretty much just golden. So I think our main goal at first should just to get that in a position where we have access to it. Something like that. Oh yeah, that should do it. Because then we can, once we get, this time for sure, or this time I'm fairly sure, all we should have to do, run back through these little doorways, make it back to the, like, pedestal with all the blocks, and we should be able to shift them around fairly easily, I hope. So that's my, again, hope. So let's head back this way, and again, I'm hopeful this works. Unfortunately, unlike most dungeons where there's only load zones every now and then, this one, since the dungeon layout's always moving, of course, they always have to change it, which makes sense from a limitation standpoint, but also is really unfortunate because then it makes getting around just way more annoying. Probably why they didn't make this dungeon even longer in terms of how many rooms you have, because they could have made this like a really big like dungeon with multiple blocks, but they only gave us like 9, which is, or 8, because we have a 9x9 board, but or 3x3 board. I mean, nope, I opened my potion, which I mean to. Yep, so now we should just be able to, and kind of duplicate what we did earlier, but now we are pointed to the right side. And ironic as that is, because though I say right side, I mean the right side in terms of where we need to be at, not right side, 'cause it's actually to the left. But, you know, it's complicated humor. It's okay if you don't get it. But that should, in turn, finally allow us to access this room. Hopefully. If we are, because I believe it was this side, right? Unless I was really, really dumb, more so than usual. Please? Okay, well, if he's coming out again, so I imagine this is right. Master, information. The chamber you stand now is the same one where we previously spotted the Mark of Din. Yeah. And, of course, this is the Fire Sanctuary. We've seen it before. If you can find a way through the river, Magma can get a 60% chance to arrive at one of the sources of sacred power. 60 is not great. I recommend you press forward. I mean, it's better than 50, right? Search power present here. So it's better than, like, nothing by quite a bit, but still not by any means amazing. Okay. So I wanted to head up there. Unfortunately, the hook shot didn't really do what I wanted it to. Because we can see, it seems like this is a little quick, shortcut. Cut was what I was going to say. Shortcut for, shortcut for us to use in later moments. Okay, so making sure that wasn't, like, needing a bomb or anything. So, of course, we already kind of know how this stuff works. So I think we kind of know what we need to do going into this. And as you can kind of see, there is some interesting things to note. First off, there's these bats. If you want, you can shoot them with arrows, or you can just stab them. Since they're very easy to kill, I just recommend swinging the sword at them. But there is a gem there, and you'll want to hit that with your bow, because as you can see, that actually makes the lava flow there. Now, it's not something you have to hit right when we're, like, floating this way towards it, but it gets it out of the way, so I'll do that later. Hold on. We get out here. And speaking of, as you can see, there's another spot there. And you can hit the gem again. I don't know if it actually stops it or not. I'm not going to test it, but maybe it does. Don't really have any reason to stop it as of this moment, though. What we can do is, as soon as we get a little closer, because we move very slow, we can shoot that down. That'll make the next platform appear. And then you have to time your jump when you're close enough to it to actually make it, which is a very scary thing to do. So what you do want to do, and I'm imagining this is why you can probably turn off the other one, is because there's another lava one here you'll want to turn off, or not even want to, you have to turn off, because you have to stop the lava that's flowing from that mouth in order to access this route. Again, it's just a very slow raft ride, nothing super impressive. I'm going to fast forward until we get to the next part of the puzzle. I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay, so we made it to the next part. Here's that shortcut I was mentioning earlier, which is nice to get, though it's definitely not as useful as it was in some of the other segments. I could use the bow and arrow here, but since we have a easier access to it, I'm just going to do this. And as you can see, there's definitely a bit more nuance to this part of the puzzle, because as soon as we get down here, we do get pushed. But there's some stuff to keep an eye on. So, of course, there's some bats there we want to keep an eye out on. They are cursed, so they're definitely the more threatening compared to the fire ones, because being cursed is terrible, especially during a puzzle like this. You can see there's another water fruit thing there, so we're going to keep an eye out. Another spot we could jump, and there's a spot there to start that piece of lava, that flow of lava. As you can see, it actually stops it on the other side, so you only have one at a time. And the reason we want to do that is because this one's going to need to be pushed, of course, and we're going to want to get on that at this moment, because that one's about to hit the wall. Again, pretty much stuff I don't have to explain. At least I don't really feel like I need to. I feel like almost everyone watching this is smarter than me and can probably pick up on this stuff, but I just want to explain kind of how it works, because again, it all ties together. Once again, I'm just going to speed this up until we're at that platform you see over there. I'll see you guys in just a moment. That was incredibly scary. It's because I was getting greedy. I am very nervous about that. Here, we get... No! I was so hopeful because I knew it was about to go down. Oh. That's embarrassing, but it's also all on me. That is not the game's fault. That's me. Okay, well, you saw what I was getting at. Once you get up to that platform there, you have to shoot it, of course. The water fruit thing, so that way, you know, it falls on the ground, but then you have to... Yeah, it's this whole process. Anyway, it's going to take more than a second for me to get back there, so this time I'm going to just speed it up. I'm just going to cut until I'm at that spot. I'll see you guys in just a moment. Okay, we're back, and this time I actually timed it properly. Something else you're going to have to... I kind of forgot the gem is only accessible on, this side. There's no gem on this side here. There's no gem. So you have to use the beetle to go back when you're still on that floating platform, because the other one just sinks immediately because there's no flow pushing it. So it just despawns. I'll see you guys in just a moment. I'm so sorry. This seems like a planned bit. It's not, I swear. I really am just that dumb. I'll see you guys in just a second. Hopefully this time for real. Okay, so now that we're back here, also 100 rupees there that I actually completely forgot about, but that's nice, I guess. Don't really need it, but we'll grab it anyway. Is once you get onto this platform that's being risen, or being... I don't really know... What's the proper word here? It's being... This one, the one I'm on that raises us up. Stay on this one, because this one doesn't disappear immediately. You want to hit the switch with the beetle. Then in turn, it'll change the current. Then you can do what I was trying to do earlier, which is hit that. That'll then fall down. I should probably grab that. I don't think this works, but nope, it just... like, deflowers. Deflowers is not the right word, Ryan. What are you saying on the internet? You can take it off, it's fine. It's not what it actually does. Anyway, useless ramble aside. Back to it. Finally, we're actually making progress. We have more of these guys, which are, if you have the bow, I mean, not really a threat at all, but hey, we'll take what we get. Does that make that heart despawn? Hopefully not. Okay, no, it doesn't. Can I grab it? Okay, I can. Good. Again, at this point, especially after the crap I just pulled, I definitely need the help I can get. Oh, thank you. Again, do have that fairy, but I'm hopeful not to use it unless I just want to get rid of it. And then hopefully I can grab this as well. There we go, nice. And then here, you also want to make sure you have your cautious at the ready, because keep in mind that does despawn way quicker than you probably think. And with, like that, it's like nothing happened at all. It was so easy. We made it to the final piece. We've overcome every single trial they could possibly throw at us. It's time to save Zelda. You got the Triforce of Power, created by the old gods. The Triforce possesses ultimate power and is said to grant the wishes of whoever possesses it. The Triforce is complete. With its power, you have the ability to make Zelda's wish of vanquishing Demise a reality. Master, I believe at this juncture that a prayer is required. The ultimate goal we have traveled so far is now within reach. Focus now and wish with all your might for the destruction of Demise. Master Link, I have news. I have confirmed that the Isle of the Goddess, which was formerly a part of Skyloft, has returned to the surface. Furthermore, I have detected the successful eradication of Demise. Your prayers to the Triforce have been heard. In light of these factors, the seal Zelda maintained through her age-long sleep is no longer necessary. My projections indicate she will awake momentarily. I advise you to make your way to the Seal Temple as soon as possible. Good morning, Link. This is all very touching, really, but I'm afraid I have to cut this emotional moment short. It's best for everyone if you forget about your friend. The little goddess is mine now. My master may have perished in this age, but in the past he lives yet. I'm taking the girl back through that gate to help me revive the Demon King. You've been so adorably dogged in your quest to get in my way, and as much as it has delighted me, I can no longer tolerate you nipping at my heels. Link. You know, boy, you've really pushed me too far. The moment I sweated and bled for is at hand. I don't even have the time to grind my heel into a worm like you. Not now. Stand down. You're in my way. And the sight of your appalling hair makes my gorge rise. You've done a fine job of spoiling my plans to revive the Demon King in this age, so I see no point in dawdling here. But the past, oh the past, so full of possibilities. I shall resurrect him there with the divine soul of this golden-haired girl.